Hi, good day everyone. I'm Commander Landon Creasy. I'm the commanding officer of Her Majesty's Canadian ship Regina. We're currently at sea on the west coast of Vancouver Island, about 70 kilometers off the west coast, in the west coast firing area, enjoying ourselves in a nice day out here conducting our exercises in consort with another frigate, HMCS Calgary. So I've been asked to provide a video to link up with all of you from my old cadet corps, 45 RCSCC Jervis Bay in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and I'm happy to do so. And I'm hoping that this will help you out with some of the virtual training scenarios that you're doing as you try to continue seizing some piece of normalcy out of the COVID-19 world and participate with your cadet corps. I think this is really important that we all try to maintain our social connections and try to maintain our training and our participation in all of those things that we're choosing to try and participate in, and especially with a great program like the Royal Canadian Sea Cadets, which is really designed to produce young leaders and young Canadians who are going to contribute to Canadian society. And believe it or not, by participating, even in a COVID-19 world, in your cadet corps, you are contributing to Canadian society and making this country a better place by your level of interest and looking after your shipmates. So my background. I was originally born in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and I moved to the prairies with my parents when I was quite little, and started out my cadet journey as a Navy League cadet in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, and then moved to join HM Weir at the Unicorn in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. So when I was 12, much like many of you, I joined Royal Canadian Sea Cadet Corps Jervis Bay and really didn't look back for what was the next 6 years, 6.5 years, I guess, taking me up to age 19. Some of the best experiences that I had in growing up actually come from the Cadet Corps. Come from all the friends that I made in Jervis Bay and in fact across the country, and those friendships exist today. So from simple things like participating in the parade nights at Unicorn, from the weekend work with the band at Jervis Bay. I was a drummer, which I think was a lot of fun for me, and certainly formed some of the things I still do. It's a nervous tapping habit that I can't shake to this day. Beyond that, I spent my summers at HMCS Quadra, where I took part in the 2-week general training program, which I know some of you have done, sadly not this summer because of the pandemic, and then into at that time a 6-week bosun course, and then followed by music courses and eventually being a staff cadet. Cadets is a pretty widespread phenomenon, and there's a lot of ex-sea cadets in this ship. My last coxswain in this ship, in fact, was a staff cadet at Quadra when I was a staff cadet at Quadra. And just talking around members of the bridge team as we were setting up to shoot this video, discovered one of my sailors was a member of RCSCC Amphion up in Nanaimo, British Columbia. So there are a number of ex-cadets, be they sea cadets, Army cadets, or air cadets, at sea with me now in Regina, and we're all quite happy to share of our experiences. Funnily enough, one of the cadets I did my 6-week bosun course with is a leading seaman NCI op in this ship right now, or I should say, as we have changed our ranks quite recently to be more gender inclusive, Sailor First Class. So what are we doing out here now? Regina, over the last year in the COVID-19 world, has continued to maintain our sailing program. We initially sailed and conducted our workups in March through May of this year at the height of the first wave of the pandemic coming across Canada. So that's been a pretty big challenge for us to look after our shipmates and be able to hit all of those markers that are necessary to bring a team together to be able to sail away to the far parts of the world to do whatever needs doing. Regina is a Halifax class frigate. She's 27 years old, weighs 5,000 tons, and is 442 feet long. With every bunk on board, I have over 240 personnel on board. And that is including a RCAF Cyclone helicopter. Moving on from that, we then deployed down to RIMPAC, which is a large-scale multinational exercise, normally with about 22 nations, that took place in a sort of a shortened time frame off of Hawaii during the summer. During that deployment, my sailors, while not getting a chance, sadly, to go ashore into Hawaii because of the pandemic, did have an opportunity to use some of the systems and training that we have and all of the teamwork that we put together to be able to participate in a large exercise that saw us fire 2 Warshot Harpoon missiles, which was a pretty good professional challenge for a whole lot of people, because I'll tell you, in the immortal words of a friend of mine who's the captain of HMCS Winnipeg, running a warship is the largest team sport in the world. So what helps us get through the tough times that you and your families are encountering right now, along with the rest of the world and the rest of Canada in COVID-19? A simple concept taught to me by a Chief Petty Officer First Class that I used to work with in a previous job was the concept of everybody, every day. What that means is you got to look after your shipmates. So find those people that don't have people that normally are looking out for them, and make sure that you're calling them. Particularly as you look at a holiday season that's going to be strained by people not being able to travel the way that they normally do. And make sure that you're checking up on all of the people that are in your social bubble. Even if you can't spend time with them, you need to check up on them. And in terms of the divisional system, which I know is alive and well in Jervis Bay, just as it is here in Regina, everybody, every day means that those cadets that are in supervisory positions as divisional petty officers, be that the petty officer of the band, the petty officer of the guard, you need to make sure that you're looking out for your subordinates and that you're calling the other cadets, checking up with them by whatever means, social media, by Zoom calls, whatever that looks like, to make sure that no sailor, cadet, or person within your community gets left behind as we as Canada continue to fight through this pandemic. Circling back around to what did cadets do for me to bring me to this position? Cadets taught me a work ethic that I didn't have until I joined them. I was always the kid who sort of just kicked off homework to one side, and I didn't really have a lot of those sort of extracurricular interests within high school. But cadets gave me that focus. Cadets taught me the meaning of friendship. It taught me the meaning of what shipmates are, and then at the end of the day, it taught me the value of hard work and contributing to something greater than what I'm doing just as a sole person. So really, that focus on teamwork and your ability to build a team out of people that you didn't know before, that's the value of the cadet organization, and I really hope that you stick with it. This year will pass. You'll be back to doing those cadet activities together in no time whatsoever, and I look forward to setting up a Zoom call with you so that I can answer any of the questions you might have. But on behalf of all of us here at Sea and HMCS Regina, I wish you the absolute best. I know you're up to the challenge of dealing with the COVID-19 within your communities and keeping track of all your shipmates. And I circle back around to everybody, every day. It's Regina, out.